Street Certified News. April 16th, 2005. Safety trooper Darren Chase was on a routine patrol on Interstate 40 in Wheeler County, Texas, when he would pull over a 2005 Cadillac for driving 77 in a 70-mile-per-hour speed zone. The driver, later identified as Cash McElroy Jones, stated that he was a truck driver and always ran about 5 miles over the limit. He also stated that he was en route to Tulsa, Oklahoma for a funeral. At some point during the traffic stop, the trooper would ask Cash Jones for permission to search his vehicle. After denying the request, K-9 units were called to the scene. During the search, troopers located a black rifle, black shotgun, a loaded black pistol, along with several clips and large amounts of ammunition for each gun. Following the recovery of the firearms from the vehicle, both Cash Jones...
Shout out Street Certified News. So you telling me them dogs sniffed out them guns? And it's hella weird that they be doing. Like, I noticed in some states, they ask you could they search your whip, but then you say no, and they bring the dog out, and then the dog just magically alert on some shit to where they can search your whip. What's going on?
And his passenger, who would later go on to be identified as his brother, would be arrested, with both men being charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Soon after this arrest, he would be briefly placed on a Fed hold before posting a $10,000 bond. Once out of jail, Wack100 would travel back to Los Angeles, where he would continue working with Death Row Records and Suge Knight. Only 2 years later, in January 2008, police would name Knight as one of the members of the mob Pyru Street Gang in a crackdown by authorities in the city of Compton. Despite his music industry connections and now managing Ray J and rapper The Game, Wack100's name would be left out of the crackdown. In that same year, Cash Jones, aka Wack100, would be caught on Wiretap, informing business partner Mark Stevens that the Main Street Mafia Crip leader Ladell Rawls was under investigation for the kidnapping and...
So what you saying? You saying Wack put them people on Suge? This shit crazy.
Beating of Robert Ross, aka Stutterbox. Ladell Rawls, who prosecutors said was the leader of the Main Street Mafia Crips gang, would be accused in a criminal complaint filed in February 2011 of directing members to kidnap, beat, and rob the victim, Robert Ross. CS2 Back would play a pivotal role in that case, both helping authorities connect the dots to Dale Dog via the wiretap phone calls and eventually helping Main Street beat their case.
Let's play Stutterbox talking to Wack.
This is what I'm trying to figure out, though, Box. Help me understand this, because me and you both know that whole case was your thing. What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Wack, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dog, remember?
I tried to
and he
call
won't take
Dog.
your call. And I sent it to you. And he
I
said
talked to Dog.
But he said he didn't take it.
Hey, yeah, that right there, that little clip. I talked to Dog. That shit classic, right? That's a classic. Wack got a couple classic sound bites, I ain't gonna lie.
Talk to you, he wouldn't take your call, but he said he wouldn't talk. Yeah, and Dog said he was cool, he didn't want to talk to you in the paperwork. That's what you said, going off of what...
That whole Main Street shit, that was your play. I ain't had nothing to do with it. I was a victim.
Only 1 month after the indictment of the Main Street Mafia Crips, on March 9th, 2011, Cash Jones, aka Wack100, would appear in Texas State Court to have his charges finally dismissed from that 2006 unlawful possession of a firearm case, where he was caught with multiple firearms and ammunition. The stated reason for the dismissal was not lack of evidence or a violation of Wack100's rights, as he claims, but based on the paperwork, Wack100's gun case was dismissed in the interest of justice. So investigating this story, we tapped in with our brother Deuce M's from After Chucks, a very popular California-based media company. They really tapped.
So yeah, Wack been kind of like feeling the, the pressure of this shit, bro. Everybody since it went down, they like, hold on, Wack. You know what I'm saying? They been looking extra. They been looking into him, but it's just crazy that shit said case closed in the interest of justice, knowing Texas don't play like that, bruh. You doing some time in Texas and a whole lot. Matter of fact, they ain't gonna just play
into the streets. And you know, Deuce M's, man, this is somebody who, when it come to Wack100, man, he's done extensive research on this guy. He really breaks down, you know, how Wack100, you know, and why he concocted this whole improper search and seizure thing. So this is my question. So Wack has addressed this before, right? Because we know the story real. We got the paperwork. He can't dispute it. It's a real case. He really got caught with hella guns as a felon in Texas. With other people, and his brother was a felon, right? So it was two felons that got caught, right? So has he ever explained how these charges got dropped? Because you sent me the paperwork and I see what it say, and it says in the interest of justice.
I sent you the video where he claims that it was dismissed for illegal search and seizure. Right now, within that same paperwork that you got, I got that paperwork from the clerk of Wheeler County, Texas, the deputy clerk, old Debbie McLaughlin, right? And you probably can see that on the email, right?
Right.
To verify where I got it from. And there was a motion to suppress the evidence, which essentially argued fruits of a poisonous tree based upon the argument that this was an illegal search and seizure.
Right. I saw that. And the judge denied that.
Right. Now, Wack, I'm going to send you the thing where Wack is saying that's how his case got dismissed.
I get pulled over and the search happened in Texas, right? So immediately, that's why they had the Fed hold. They like, well, yeah, you know, he crossed the state lines, but you can't prove none of that. How you know I didn't pick it up in Texas?
See, it's just the cold part about it is they tried to keep it concealed, whatever they was trying to conceal, but it didn't seem like both agencies was communicating properly. You understand me? It's weird that they do that. Like y'all want the infidel and snitch or whatever the case is, but then y'all don't even take care of y'all snitches right, or y'all don't even conceal them right on they bumper and telling everybody like, yeah, bro, that infidel.
He found something. Wheeler County. There you go. Cass Jones, Wheeler County. Them motherfuckers. Hey, bro, shout out to Texas for having audio and video on the front of their squad cars. Because if I'd have been in Cali Beach, I'd have been fucked. I'd have had to take it. Yeah, because they have to write the report based on the audio, the video and the audio. Yeah. Like if I'd have been California, it'd have been my word against theirs, but an ex-con word against theirs on how they got it. Them niggas could have said they saw something on the back seat. They could have said all kind of shit. But because they had audio and video, that's what saved them.
Right. So basically, Wack is lying about why this case got dismissed, and we know that because we contacted the clerk in Texas. They sent the paperwork, and it clearly states that his motion to suppress was denied because the judge found that none of his rights got violated. They did the right kind of search, and this is what they found. So then when they had the right probable cause. So he didn't get that evidence suppressed. So then when I see the motion to dismiss and the judge grants it, and I see it's a list of all of these things that it could be.
Right.
And it's a lot of check. You said what?
One of the boxes is checked.
Right, only one of the boxes is checked. But the things that it could be were surprising because it was like lack of evidence. Nope, that's not the problem. Illegal search and seizure. Nope, that's not the problem. Like I think it said something like the person that died or something. It was like a few different reasons why they would drop the case. And none of those things were X'd off except for this thing that they call in the interest of justice. What's your take on what does that mean when a person get a case dismissed? Like, what is in the interest of justice? What does that usually mean?
And why would see? That's what I'm saying about them. They not protecting their infidelians. Because why would you, instead of just saying illegal search and seizure was the reason why the case was threw out, why would you put in the interest of justice? You understand? They probably wasn't banking on people to go back and do their research and look into it. Like, hold on, bruh.
Mean.
That was the first time I ever heard it, right? So, in the interest of justice essentially means that the prosecution filed that motion to dismiss the case. So Wack100's attorneys and Wack100 had to convince the prosecution that it would be in the interest of justice that two ex-felons crossing federal state lines, making it traveling interstate commerce, making it a federal case, that sending out that message is that is cool. It's in the interest of justice that we don't prosecute this dude, which is a far-fetched reach, right?
Especially in Texas. When I mean, it's people that got 5 years for just weed in Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
You know what I'm saying? So this is my other question. So, like you said, he's trafficking guns across state lines. Him and his brother are already convicted felons. Somehow, some way, they get their charges dropped. Why did this thing never go federal?
Right? The feds have put a fed hold on him off of the top. He admitted to the police in a statement to the trooper, Darren Chase, that they had came from California and he was going to pick up his mother for because she can't travel. But the dude, once Wack100 says that he got a bail, his brother didn't get bail. They let him out first. He only had $180, but he had a black card. He says that a white man picked him up, him and his brother, but if the bail bond was closed until a couple of days later, how did you? And then he said the airport was 50 miles away.
Hey, shout out Street Certified News. Shout out Active Chucks, man. I'm gonna have a link to both of their channels in the description. You feel me? This video called Proof Wack100 is an FBI informant since 2006 gun case? Question mark. Paperwork party. You understand me? This part 2 though of the work party. So yeah, bro, they on Wack bumper like it's shit. And the thing is, I seen act on him. I just been since these arrests. It's been a lot of people that been like throwing little jabs and just kind of like trying to make sure Wack get, exposure, like whatever have you, bro. Act been throwing little jabs and just been saying little shit, and now you trying to backtrack because Wack like this shit serious, bro. It's crazy because I see people making some good points. I ain't gonna lie, Wack. They like, hold on, bro. You want credit for being involved in certain shit and all this shit. Like you was the one, you and certain people was the ones pushing for certain shit and speaking on this. Yeah, but you going to just this, that, the third type shit. And now that is, they didn't went to jail. You like, I don't got nothing to do with that. They ain't got shit to do with me. This, that, and the third. So people when Act was asking them certain questions, he was kind of reasonable for asking them like, bro, would they try to holler at you? Would you holler? Even if you ain't gonna holler, the fact that you getting hella defensive like that, bro, they like, hold on, bro. This nigga acting hella suspicious, bro. You want to be involved. Now you don't want to be involved? Alright, and this shit, I seen him, he did a little live the other day. He was addressing certain people and shit. This shit getting to him, bro. You can tell, like, just all this shit. But we gonna have to see where it go. Like, I don't know, like, as more and more come out or whatever, and they doing their due diligence, shit looking kind of strange, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But y'all let me know what y'all think. What y'all think down below in the comments. I kind of know what a lot of y'all gonna say, but let me know what y'all think, bro. Every opinion is welcome in the comment section. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, we on to the next one. Later, say yo.